All right, so whether you will agree with me or not, but most of you have been relying on foreign investors, and clients ask me all the time, where are the foreign investors? What is happening? How come we don't have an offer on the table? Well, let me give you a story and let me give you a scenario. Let's talk about it. I will also read a couple of things relating taxes, relating bans, and all of that stuff. So let's get right into the video. All right, so the story is first, we have to determine who's at fault. All right, this will be very, very, very interesting. All right, you have an agent listing a home. All right, that home receives an offer. That offer is reviewed, it's accepted by the sellers and by the listing agent. The buyer agent has to still fulfill home inspection and financing. All right, so within that time frame, they do that, right? They do the home inspection, everything is flawless and clean, and they also do the mortgage. Now, the mortgage clause says, the buyers have to obviously be approved by the bank or by the mortgage broker. Now, this is the catch. They did get approved. They sent a notice of fulfillment. Everything is fine. So that deal is firm. Everybody's happy. However, 1 week before the closing, the lawyer calls up and says, "Dear Mr. and Mrs. Seller, that house has trouble closing," right? So it is normal. It happens. There's some tweaks to be done or whatever, financing issues, and sometimes that gets resolved. Maybe an extension is needed. 3 days, 5 days, 2 days, whatever, how many days gets solved, and we move on to the next. However, on this particular deal, there were 4 people. Two of those, two on title, were Canadian citizens. However, the other 2 were work permit visa only. So this is the catch. Who's at fault here? Because the lawyer said that these people that are on work permit visa and they're not PR, permanent residents, have to pay 25% of the purchase price. In this case, $1 million, right? 25% because they're not permanent resident or they're Canadian residents, right? So let me read it. The NRST applies on the purchase or acquisition of an interest in residential property located anywhere in Ontario by individuals who are foreign nationals, individuals who are not Canadian citizens or permanent residents of Canada, or by foreign corporations or taxable trustees. Effective October 25, 2022, the NRST rate is 25%. So let's digest this. Now, who is at fault? The listing agent had nothing to do with that because obviously they didn't know. Sellers, they accepted the offer. The offer went through. The buyer agent called the bank, reviewed everything with the bank. The bank did not red flag anything. They said everything is fine, and now it gets to the lawyers. So now the lawyer has to look at it, and they said, well, look, some of these people on title, they're not PRs, permanent residents, or Canadian citizens, and they have to pay $250,000 in order to acquire this property in Ontario, right? So now everybody's scratching their head, and what should be the outcome here? I mean, the buyer agent obviously has all the paperwork. Now they send it all to the bank institutions. They looked at it. They approved the deal. They approved the deal. Never mentioned of anything. So what is going to happen? Now, furthermore, to answer the question on the actual foreign investors, as part of using all possible tools This is from the government's website, Canada government's website. As part of using all possible tools to make housing more affordable for Canadians, the ban on foreign ownership of Canada housing, which is currently set to expire on January 1st, 2025. So it should have expired on January 1st of 2025. We're obviously in March right now, but this is what happened. Will be extended to January 1st, 2027. So 2 more years of extension. Now, within these 2 years, I mean, I don't know how you feel about the market, but we are being hit with tariffs. Inflation is rising. Current situation or the local buying power doesn't seem to be as powerful because people are worried. As soon as you implement that seed of uncertainty in any market or any play, right? Whether it's buying a house or whether it's investing into a business, investing into a country, right? Would you invest in a country if there's an uncertainty happening in that particular country or business? Of course you would not, right? Because it's called an investment. You're investing to have gains, right? Now, the whole point of this is like, how can we move forward? Because it seems like that Canadians for a long time relied heavily on investors from the outside. And that's how we were growing our economy, right? So I don't know what else we have but real estate currently in Canada, right? Because it literally covers a big sum of our economy, right? And I know that government will do anything to keep it going. What with all these stop signs and halts and bans and tariffs and taxes and everything that has been going on, how can we move forward? How can we have 2025 the best year in real estate or our economy if we're not kind of doing it, right? Like we're stranded, right? And some of you are commenting below, and please do. I mean, you're allowed to comment or to say whatever you want to say. However, do you really think that we will have the best year and now it's the time to invest in real estate? Please comment below and I'll see you in my next video.